My name is Brooke Austin. I am the Assistant Director at Odyssey Charter School. Odyssey was founded on the idea of providing a classical education. Classical education systematically lays the foundations for advanced study. It depends on a three-part process of training the mind. The early years of school are spent in absorbing facts, which is known as the grammar stage. And in the middle grades, students learn to think through arguments, the logic stage. And in the high school years, they learn to express themselves, which is called the rhetoric stage. This classical pattern is called the trivium. Here at Odyssey, we spend most of our time in the grammar and logic stages of the trivium. These are the years in which the building blocks for all other learning are laid. By 5th grade, a child's mind begins to think more analytically, and so we introduce more logic into the curriculum at this point. Classical education is language-rich. Language requires the mind to work harder, so you'll see a lot of rich cultural texts used to teach our students. But that isn't all. To the classical mind, all knowledge is interrelated. Therefore, our teachers work to integrate the disciplines, even though we have a set time for language arts and a set time for math, a set time for writing and reading. They are all woven together into this beautiful tapestry of knowledge with which our students are empowered. And this brings us to our curriculum. Our chosen curriculum is based on the ability it has to meet the needs of classical education. So we use Core Knowledge, Saxon, and Spalding. Core Knowledge is a curriculum developed by E.D. Hirsch that is specific and sequenced, and we've used it since we opened our doors in 2005. It is a detailed outline of what should be taught in language arts, history, geography, visual arts, music, math, and science, and the best thing is that it complements and in some cases exceeds the standards required by the state of Utah. It is a culturally rich curriculum focused on excellence and equity for all students. Saxon is our chosen math program. It teaches math concepts in a way that supports young learners with manipulatives and the basic building blocks of math. New concepts are learned almost daily, and there is a review of previously introduced concepts daily, so students can retain better the things they are learning. This repeated exposure helps students reach mastery. One thing to note is that we have raised the bar with Saxon at Odyssey. Each grade level is using the curriculum from the grade level above so that all students are essentially learning math a grade level above their current grade. Spalding is a total language arts program where all elements of language are integrated into lessons including spelling, writing, and reading. Students learn their phonograms or sounds, there are 70 of them, and rules of spelling so they can apply them in their reading and writing as they learn to analyze texts and write well-formed texts of their own, whether they be narrative or informative. The purpose of using Spalding is to develop skilled readers, critical listeners, and accomplished writers. At Odyssey, we are exceptional at meeting the needs of each and every child. We provide individualized, personalized instruction through the use of small groups and leveled subjects. Our students might have a different math teacher than their homeroom teacher, depending on the skills and content they need to learn. We also have a Voyager time set aside 4 days a week. This is a time when all students receive help and intervention, whether it's in the way of remediation and support or challenge and extensions. This is just another way to meet the students where they are at and provide the most effective instruction for their progress. While competency is extremely important, we also measure the academic growth of our students. We want all of them, regardless of where they are performing at the beginning of the year, to make at least a year's worth of growth for a year's worth of instruction. With our lower achieving students, we expect them to make more than a year's worth of growth to close that gap. With our higher achieving students, we expect them to also continue to grow, not just maintain. Odyssey is well equipped to meet those goals and help every student be successful on their journey.